look at it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna see
Yeah, I
what
hate
else.
JP try to play you like that. Why he's like he just didn't remember or that
He's hell
was
bent. Well, no, first of all, I don't think he remembered because it wasn't until I told him what we were talking about that he remembered it. But that just
yeah.
tells me if it can't just be me whose panel you hopped on and they let you speak and didn't kick you. It's got to be other people. But I think you're so focused on your narrative that you probably ignore all those other people.
Yeah, just like the same thing we saw with Sharon, man. You know, we're trying to be right.
Trying to be
It's
right, bro.
trying to be right, man. It hurts.
Like I think a
Makes my
lot of
whole
people are
narrative.
addicted to being right because in real life they don't be right. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like, yo,
Man.
let me get it where I could get it.
But that you being hell bent on one perspective or just one, idea is you always gonna eventually you gonna get caught up. That's why I don't try to be as biased. Don't try. I know I'm biased towards a lot of things, but I don't try to be biased. Because eventually you're gonna get caught up. You're gonna be like, well, this don't make no sense, or you're gonna be talking about beach nude children or whatever the hell you talking about. You know what I mean? But
You know what I find to be weird? The people who have to be right all the time are always the ones who want other people to be accountable. I find that to be so strange.
Man,
man, they
man.
do have a high standard for some reason. They have a whole high standard.
Like, you hit the panel. That's why I made a point yesterday when I said I was being facetious. I hit the panel to say, wait a minute, you just said, oh, all these. I went back and listened to make sure I didn't mishear it. None of these women are going, when you start talking your stuff, they don't kick you off. That's why I don't understand why you let them in your space. I said, hold on. That's not true. You sat here and you talked for a good while. That was only part one that I posted. I'm going to post the part two. And I don't even know if it's part three. I didn't even get all the way through re-reviewing it.
Oh,
Yeah, like him and Ant went at it for a little while. Then he went at it talking about welfare and child support and how, we need to kick him off. What did he say? Stop paying taxes if we aren't happy with how he lives his. I let him go and say whatever he had to say. So that's why I'm like, stop painting this narrative. You just want to. I don't know if he just wants to. If that's just his stick, or if he truly is as hateful as he pretend. I don't want to say pretend because I don't want to take that away from him. If that's truly who you are, then live in your truth. But I'm wondering, is this a personality that you are putting on? Because how?
A lot of times, we mistake, especially in this space, like we mistake hate for hurt. A lot of people sung hateful, but if you really listen between the lines of what they're saying, they speaking from a hurt place. Like all people's
Mm,
like, I don't want to say like, oh, unhealed, and because that's some, people always make shit sound cliche, like some sort of fortune cookie shit.
yeah.
But it is that though. A lot of people be speaking from their hurt, especially in a space like this, because in a space like this, you could meet other people who've been hurt and people like bond with trauma bond with each other and shit like that. But
yeah.
I think it'd be like hurt. It can be hurt.
It could be both.
You think he hates us and he's hurt too?
Listen,
Y'all
that
really think
man
JP
is
hate y'all? Y'all funny.
that
This is
man is hurt that his papa was a Rolling Stone and trying to take him up out of here, and he blames the women in his life for trying to do it best, their best, and taking care of him. So he takes that out on black women. So yes, it can be both. It could be hurt and hate.
I think
And therapy
if it
don't
was
work
hate,
either.
I think if it was hate, he wouldn't frequent so much places with black women because I don't see him going where white women is. He's going where black women are, and plus two certain
Because okay,
you
look
catch
at
Wait,
it
wait,
like
wait,
certain
wait, wait,
moments.
this.
wait. Let me
Certain
finish
times
this thought.
you catch certain moments when he's getting flirtatious and he's really he genuinely looks like he enjoys being on panels with women more than men. So I don't
Of
think
course
he
he
hate
did.
women. I think he probably just got I think he talking from hurt a lot of time. Not to say, oh, he's a victim. You should feel sorry for him because everybody got hurt. But I think his hurt is more vocal. You know what I mean?
Now,
So
Tiff,
you
what
think
were you saying?
someone that be around people they don't like, I mean, you don't think that's a thing? You don't think people will sit around or at the seat with their enemies?
Yeah, but not in the way like this man be mad googly eyed, man. I know you know what I'm talking about.
Cause he's a welfare queen. Like he's an energy vampire. Like, come on, we gotta stop making
Hell
excuses
no.
for the journey. See, this man is damn near 50 years old. I know he's
No,
what
it's not
40, but
excuses. The thing
he's
about it
overgrown.
is not excuses. The thing about it, no matter what a person be, it could even be somebody that I got disdain for. I still want to understand them because I might see the same traits in somebody else, and by understanding this person, it could help me at least halfway at a you know what I'm saying understand the other person that got similar traits. You know what I'm saying? I just like understanding people. I don't gotta agree with them. I got my own brain. I don't gotta agree with people. But at bare minimum, I would like to understand what they got going on. You know what I mean?
So
Hmm.
one of the things that I noticed, even while I was up there, JP will see a woman on the panel, hit the panel, and start talking crazy. But he'll come on the panel with y'all and chop it up and just, hey, what's up, witch doctor, and just go into regular spiel before he goes crazy. I feel like when I've seen him, and from my own personal experience, his
Mm.
first motive is to come up there and get under her skin, a woman's skin, when he hits the panel.
That's sometimes he do that. I seen other times when he that's how he always starts flirting. He starts it off with like that.
That's
You know
what
what
you
I'm
call
saying?
that?
I mean, it works on some people. You know what I'm saying? It works. I
To a
seen it
certain
work.
extent,
I
hey,
seen
to
it
a
work.
certain extent though, that's what when we was kids. You know, like you had stories with kids when the boys used to. Shoot, I know some boys that used to throw rocks at girls. You know, and that was their way of
That is
quote
crazy.
unquote flirting. I'm just saying that's
I'm
not
glad
their
he
way
ain't
of
throwing
quote
rock.
unquote flirting.
That's
Throwing
mm.
rocks at girls, really?
That's how they did it, man. That's what they
I
did.
threw a
I'm just
snowball
saying.
at a chick when I was in middle school. We threw snowballs when
Yeah.
I was younger during the winter season.
Some
But
some dudes that grow up thinking that antagonizing a woman for some reason is flirting.
Because it's like they say, how some people look at it.
Let's be
Some people do it consciously, but some people do it subconsciously. It's better for me to get some sort of reaction out of you than no reaction. It's just like if your girl come home and say that, oh, every day your woman telling you, oh, this person at work be getting on my nerves, and is a dude. You gotta check what's going on with that shit. They too emotionally invested. You know what I'm saying? It might not be a positive emotion, but it's still emotionally invested. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, that's what it's about. It is about invoking some sort of emotion or reaction. Because now you break the ice. Now you could wiggle your way in there. You know what I mean? And I see it work. Shit.
Hmm.
mm-mm.
It's not like the girls weren't doing it to us. Ever had a girl pick on you or make fun of you in high school because she liked you? Yep, it goes both ways.
Oh yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
see,
Hell yeah.
what you're describing though, like I guess I don't. JP is a different kind of breed, right? But I don't expect that out of adults. Like it didn't even cross my mind that you talking about flirting. All I got was annoyed. I'm like, let me go ahead and move on, because what I don't want to do is like, especially if I'm being civil and cordial, the last thing I want to do is turn around and start cussing you out then, because like it's just not worth it. But yeah, he was doing, and then he gonna say, then she run. I didn't run. He sure did. And look at it, run, because she don't want to be held accountable for what? I didn't do nothing to you. I won't feel accountable for a damn thing. No. Mm-mm. But that's interesting. Y'all say he don't hate women. Hmm.
Yeah, because I don't think because okay, what I think
You know they're gonna be
because
on bro
sometimes I
mode.
think I think we conflate what hate is when Candy. I think when Candy's saying that he hates women, I don't think like JP got like I don't know like a list of women he want to take out or or something like that like on that level. I think it's just like a a a genuine disdain, if that makes sense. Like he has
I
a
don't think he
in the
got a
back of his mind.
I don't think he got a disdain for them though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like look at this. Flora goes around and cop and shows her the Flora. I don't want no smoke, right? Flora calls niggas all types of bandits and all of this type of shit, right? You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? I don't think she hate men. As a matter of fact, most of the women that be in the chat talking that crazy shit, they don't hate men. If they would hate men, they would be on the other side of the rainbow. You know what I'm saying? They, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Or they would have just been like a like asexual or some shit. You know what I mean? I don't think it's hate. I think a lot of people been hurt, and the person who hurt them resemble the person they interacting with online. You know what I'm saying? By
You're not
having the
gonna tell
same
me we
gender.
all represent the people that hurt JP. I'm not taking that
No, I'm not
responsibility.
just saying that. I'm saying we represent on the internet. A lot of men look at women as one giant woman, and a lot of women look at men as one giant man.
That's a fact.
So a lot of times the person who violate, who fucked you over, is part of this one giant man, or is part of this one giant woman. So this how people come on the panel and give it up because they can't say what they want to say to that person that actually sometimes it mightn't even be like a breakup. It might be somebody that they're living with right now. You know what I
Or
mean?
is it just
Mm,
a pattern that we're seeing?
What you mean?
It could be a pattern. Like I get the analogy of one giant woman, one giant man, but I I feel like as women, when we come forth with whatever our experience or even presenting data and things like that, I think we're more pointing to the pattern that we see or the behavior in people or quote unquote men. JP has a pattern and he had not wavered from that pattern, right? Had he probably calmed down a little bit? I don't know because it doesn't seem like the JP that I ran into 5 years ago has changed much since. So while I get you said well operating on hurt, I don't think that's people are really just here to what have a talk, get on panels, express our opinions, thoughts, whatever. But to automatically get go to spaces just to argue. Nigga, if you don't get outside and go do something with your life, right? Because like who wants to be around that energy all the time where it's like we could be having a good time, chopping it up, and then here come this damn energy vampire want to just fuck up the place.
Hey man,
And we would just
it
vibe it.
happens.
Everything was good. Yeah, but
But
because
it
it's being
happens.
allowed,
are you saying, okay,
because
let me
it's
ask you this.
allowed.
Are you saying that's the only way that he knows how to relate, DJ? Is through negative?
I'm not saying it's the only way, but it's probably one of the ways. Everybody, the thing about it, when I deal with people, for the most part, most of the time, my default setting is to take myself out of myself and
Okay.
look at the whole shit, the whole interaction. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, everybody got their own shit. You know what I'm saying? Sure, you might not have to give everybody the same amount of grace because some people just know how to act more than some. You know what I'm saying? But everybody got a shit that somebody can't stand. So sometimes I just probably got a little. Sometimes I just got a little more tolerance of somebody, and somebody like JP, I just be wanting to know what the fuck be going on in his head. You know what I mean? Like you would be surprised the random people that I would chop it up with because it'll pique my interest to know what's going on in this person's brain. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I'm not dealing with them on a day to day to be affected by what they got going on. And plus, I don't know the day to day what they got going on. There's how I deal with all of y'all for the most part. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So pretty much you're like the soft underbelly of the black YouTube streets. You want to understand these people.
I'm the soft white underbelly, right?
That's
Okay,
funny.
I got you. Well,
Like
you put it
Vice.
that
You know what I'm saying?
way.
That's funny.
You know what? That's a good and I'm about to use that. I'm about to use that soft white underbelly, because people's like, damn, why they got hookers up there? What about me? I
Oh,
graduate from college. Why I can't be able? Because you're not interested. Bring more hookers. Bring
man.
somebody who's strung out or some shit, or somebody who one day who was a prodigy on the P. Somebody that's in. They ain't gotta always be destitute, but it just gotta be interesting. They can't be boring, and that's why some people don't like seeing people like JP, or why you let Vic up, or why, because they fucking funny.
Well, I
If
would
I'm
give you
gonna
that.
be, hmm?
Go ahead. I didn't know
No,
you were still going.
I was gonna say, if I'm gonna be up here for these amount of hours, I would like to enjoy the show as well. And sometimes I enjoy these type of characters. You know what I'm saying? It's just, look, man, I would be lying if I say I didn't. You know what I mean?
I mean, and I get it. As a viewer, it's the same for me. That's why I come and watch it. Like I said before, I've said, if these people want to show up to entertain, I'm gonna be there to watch it. Why not? Why not?
I just don't want it to be like, oh, you got him up there, you condoning what they doing. When did I contribute? You know what I'm saying? When was I an accomplice? No, I'm not doing that shit. But I'm still
What,
bringing them up. You know what I mean? I'm
what
not
do you
gonna
think about
just.
that, Tiff?
I'm just gonna save that part for my stream tomorrow.
Sorry, I couldn't help it. But yeah, I agree. I feel like, I mean, I understand. I didn't get the JP appeal, and I think it's like I said, we knew JP differently than people knew the Black House president. Like we got exposed to him before he became the Black House president, when he was over trolling Nyla and Cynthia and all of the things that he has said and done at that point. So yeah, he already started like in a very low negative as far as dealing with him or whatever. But at this stage, like I don't have any smoke, which I don't care enough to be honest with you. There's not really many people on the internet I care that much about to be impacted by what you're doing. Um, I think that I've listened to him. He's a hard person to really like judge because I've heard like I forget who he was talking to. I want to say it might have been on Bomb Stream when he was talking to Brownie and Reese, and they were asking him questions. And the unfortunate part is, as I listened, as much as he's labeled degenerate, and he is, okay, I couldn't disagree with some of the points that he was making as he was talking about raising his kids and like, yeah, y'all say I'm this and I'm that, and I'm a terrible parent, but if I leave them alone, they'll have nobody. I was like, well, damn, you do got a point. You
You
do got a
notice
point.
one of JP biggest problems is being too transparent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sure, some people might be like it's attention seeking. Some people might be as this, as that. It could be a number of things. But the main thing I see is being too transparent, because there's a lot of people that got a lot of shit going on in this space that nobody knows about.
Hmm.
And that give them the privilege to wave their fingers.
I
But
think
JP, he takes a shit in front of the world. He sits on the
literally.
potty in front of in front of the universe on full display. That shit is too vulnerable, bro. Like
Cause that
even
nigga had
taking a
no
dump
home
is a,
training.
yeah, taking a dump is a vulnerable state. My dog don't even want to take a dump without looking around to make sure nothing don't come to attack him. Like that's crazy. That's too free. You know.
Somewhere along the lines, he believed that being a real nigga was being a transparent one, and I don't know where that came from. I disagree with that part. I feel like it's put him in in a position where he's always vulnerable. As much as he may feel like that's his strength, it's put him in a position to always be vulnerable to me. So I don't know, but yeah, I think the people who chastise him the loudest, the most, are probably people um like the how do I say this? I think he's right in the sense that some of these people are living equal or worse lives than him, but wagging their fingers at him because. I think he's right in the sense that. Oh, I hear echo. Who's echoing? Or worse lives than him, but wagging their fingers at him because. Somebody got an echo. I hear myself, and it's weird. Okay.
I got it.
Thank you. I lost my train of thought just now. I think it's a projection for some people. The people who are like the most, who have the most vitriol for him. That's what I'm trying to say. The people who have the most vitriol and the most to say and constantly like chase him down. I think that there is probably a level of jealousy there because with him being so degenerate, but always being able to pull a crowd, um, it makes me wonder if there's a level of jealousy associated outside of the, oh, he's a degenerate type thing. I don't chase JP around. I don't like I don't even know what he's doing unless he's popping up on somebody else's channel or panel that I'm already watching. I'm not going stream to stream looking to see what this man is doing. I don't care enough. It'll pop up sometimes like if somebody comes and says like when he got evicted and he was gathering his things to leave that apartment. I went and looked to see because I was trying to see whose channel it was. And then when I saw like what he was going through, I didn't celebrate that. Like I felt bad for those little girls. I felt, although I think their dad makes idiotic choices a lot, it doesn't change the fact that there are still girls in that situation dealing with it. And so my humanity wouldn't let me sit and laugh at it. I had to stop watching because I'm like, I was starting to get mad. I'm like, let me go ahead and mind my business because it's not like I'm going to take him nor his three girls into my home. So, because these are people on the internet that have no bearing on my actual life, let me just move around. That's what I did.
Yeah, and it's even worse when you got kids involved. It really is.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. The people who have the most vitriol for him to me are the weirdest ones because it's like if you aren't going to help the situation, why JP can't be shamed. He's impossible to shame. So what are you actually doing?
I
Using
think
it for
it's just some
entertainment.
people. I think some people get off on, doing a little talking down here. You know what I'm saying? You gotta sometimes if you don't feel like your life is going good, you might watch. Some people probably watch them feed the kids commercials so they could feel. But you know what I'm saying? Some people gotta see somebody else doing bad or chastise somebody so they could feel like they doing better. You know what I mean?
I
And
mean,
and a lot of them feel deserving of some sort of attention or accolade or something, and they see that's what he's getting. But you got to remember, like, whatever you accomplish, you know what I'm saying, you didn't accomplish that shit to get this kind of attention. This is entertainment attention. You
right.
should get attention in your field of work that you're doing or whatever you do in the community. But as far as looking for a bunch of people to watch you and laugh and be happy, that's not what you did. Or else you could have, I don't know, joined the circus or practice stand-up comedy or something, you know what I'm saying? But that's not what you chose, you know what I mean?
It's kind of like when we be like white people or like non-black people always want all of the benefits of blackness without the struggle. It's the same thing kind of with JP.
Mm,
Y'all want his rhythm but not his blues. I don't know.
that's a
My
good
my
analogy. But again, I don't
my
want it to be my bad, Candy. I don't want people to get it twisted like if people is condoning shit that he's saying and shit like that. Even when he was just saying, yeah, his nephew gotta get, I was clearly not in agreement with that shit.
right.
You know what I'm
I know.
saying? But it's like just because you listening to somebody and hearing them out, it don't means that you co-signing what they're doing. That's like you trying to silence media and only have people that agree with each other on panels. Like, what is that about? Like, I don't get that shit.
I mean I understand. I get what you're saying, and I that's the reason why I let people speak too. Like I wanted to be an open panel. even if I don't agree with your points, I can still hear you without having to disrespect you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't. And so to me, I've never felt good about punching down on other people. No matter how much I beat you down, it's never gonna lift me up. Like all of that shit is internal.
It
So
really is.
I just don't get it. Like I used to, again, I feel differently about JP today than I have in years past. And I don't know if that is a him thing or if that was a me thing or maybe a combination of the two, right? But as much as he fucks up, and I'm never gonna make an excuse for that man because he is fully responsible for everything that is happening in his life. I also can't like run around behind him chasing him like an ambulance chaser with the way some of these people do. It's like y'all I had never understood wanting to see him fail, like relishing in it, being happy about it. Ha ha, you're the degenerate I thought you were. Ha ha, you're the fuck up I thought you were. Like maybe if he was by himself, I could see you feeling that way, but he still got three girls that are dependent on him to get his shit together. Why would you want him to fail?
I don't get it.
I don't know. But yeah, um, I don't know. I don't want to make it about the JP show. He gonna do that enough if he hops on the panel. It's gonna be me for sure.
Yeah, that's why he need his own show instead of panels. I remember JP said he was gonna hold panels. I was like, I hear you. He said that on. I think he was on my panel when he said that he want to start back having panels. I was like, man, I don't
Nah,
think
I don't
panels
think.
is.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. He's a one man show all by himself, and with the stuff that he says, I think it would be hard to like even yesterday. It was hard to sit on the panel. What you talking crazy? Let me go ahead and move around because I don't need my name tied into whatever fuck shit you were about to say right.
It's
Right.
a smart move. It's a smart move.
Indeed. I mean, most folks
Yeah.
just entertain the shit. I know I've done it, but then again, this is the same mofo that came at me and a few other content creators because we're over 30 with no kids. But yet this man got two kids barely take care of them, three that he could barely take care of. Make that shit make sense.
Now what I would say, people criticism of him is is um I won't say valid, but it was because it depends on what the criticism is. But I would say it is fair if people want to criticize you if you're being that transparent. So I don't knock the people for criticizing either. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, man, you invest in a lot of time and energy, but everybody entitled to their own point of views and shit.
But
Yep.
I guess my thing is like I have known people who have been in bad situations, right? Like just couldn't it was just their life was a series of unfortunate events and usually it was caused by their own doing. I think it's weird though if you're happy and your life is going well for you to constantly chase him around and like want to capture every one of his failures. I don't hope I'm trying I don't know if I'm getting do you understand what I'm saying?
I mean, people is trying to capture Anton failures. I guess that's the name of the game now. It's sometimes it do get a little obsessive, but it's like, hey,
Well, let's not overlook the fact that he's a predator. But okay.
god damn.
I want to welcome
I'm
Mr.
afraid
Seven
to
to the
ask.
stage.
I'm afraid to ask you to elaborate. You know what I'm saying?
I
What's
would
that?
love to. So, like, he makes it known that he goes for the quote unquote bottom of the barrel, destitute type of women because he wants to,
Okay,
have that
okay,
level of
okay.
control. You see what I'm
You
saying?
know it's
So it's
crazy.
like,
As soon as you said it, I assume you're talking about, you know.
no, I mean,
But I get what you mean. I get
listen.
what you mean.
Well, based off what they call Black YouTube, the EBT sect, I don't know. There's allegations, but until they're like fully proven, I'm not going down that road. But I'm just talking about like it's like Holcomb effect. He said the same
Mm.
thing. He goes for the women that he knows that are down and out because they're easier. Well, I ain't gonna say easier to control, but it's like why, like why? And so like Candy say, my main concern it was always just the girl, and the fact that the way that you're moving here on the internet just kind of shows you don't care about yourself, let alone the babies that you have. But that's just my personal opinion, and I'm not doing that today.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know, child. I mean, I don't know what to say to that, Tiff. I have no follow up for it. Like, I hear you and I understand what you're saying, but I feel like no, because if I think date JP dates at his level. I'll just leave it at that.
I mean, as he should. So, but it's still like I get what you're saying, but I don't care. It's like I'm not chasing him around. If up to me, I'd rather not see him. So if somebody that I'm listening to or watching, if certain individuals coming up, I just know how to say, okay, let me bow gratefully and go watch something else. It's not a big thing, but it's like I don't know, just certain behaviors. I just think that I get people find entertaining, but some things should not be like bigged up because once again, if you know this man is an attention whore, why give him the thing that he desires most? Because like you said, if you get up on the panel now, it's gonna be about JP, 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 and nigga, it's not about you.
But
Anyway,
you also got to consider he's an entertaining personality. So, like, if
you
he hits
think
the panel, that
so? I mean,
he's an entertaining personality. I will say that. I'm not celebrating. I hope you don't take this as me saying I condone what he does. I'm not. I'm saying that when JP is not in his most degenerate bag, he can be funny sometimes. The man has good comedic timing. Like it's just to me when he starts going down the rabbit hole of these bitches this, these bitches that, these bitches that. That's when I tune all of that out. I can't hear nothing else you talk about because I'm like, it's just too much. But I do want to say, Mr. Seven, is this fighter? Who is this on Mr. Seven that came up?
Respect. Thank you for having me.
I'm
oh,
sorry, you said your name was what?
It's Smitty.
Smitty. Hey, Smitty. Okay,
What's going on?
nothing much.
Nah,
How are you?
I feel wonderful today. We all woke up, right? So I can't
That's
complain.
true.
Now I wanted to tap in on what DJ was saying because I actually get his sentiment a lot.
Hmm.
So my main thing, what I started to weigh out. I started to weigh out how which is more important, me making sure that I hold this stranger accountable or keeping my peace. A lot of times when we doing that, like that, it like, and me and DJ have talked about this before. Like, yo, folks, if I've gotten off lives and I just got a straight headache, I'm so
Hmm.
drained and everything. Like, I'm like, God, Lee, man, like that was a lot. And you know what? I had to realize it was a lot because I made it a lot. That too much of investing. And
Hmm.
that's one thing that I mean, my whole thing is it all comes down to my piece is much more important than trying to be right on the panel just to get you to see my side of life. I'll try my best to go ahead and speak a little something. Plus, I'm one of those to land it. Once I see how you conduct yourself, and we all know the endless people that's come his way. People didn't just send him money and buy his stuff for his house and his kids. They also was trying to guide him and coach him and be like, JP, you need to cut this out, cut that out. Once you see that individual, like he said on DJ show, I am not going to change. Leave that man alone.
Agreed.
All you're doing is hurting yourself at this point. You're just making yourself frustrated. The man made it very clear how he's going to operate. If he starts to make a change, to land it right here, if he starts to make a change, then I would say give that some applause once you see once you see it in a consistency. Not that he just came up one time and said, I'm changing my life. You actually have been witnessing a slow metamorph change. Okay, give that man his props. But until then, I definitely agree with DJ. I'm not investing all of that energy for somebody who obviously said this is how I'm going to be. I digress. My mic is muted. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate it.
Hmm. No, you're right. I think the crazy thing about it is, if I'm being honest, I think If he cleaned up his act, he could be on television. JP could have his own show. He's a character all in himself.
He
But he refuses.
absolutely, yes, absolutely. And you said it best. I meant to throw that part in, beloved, when you was like, when he's not going too deep in his rabbit hole of a bag, he does have awesome comedy. Like he does, he does. I mean, I got quite a few takes of him myself. It's very hilarious. But he starts to spiral. Then it goes too far, and then it's like, okay, all right, bro, you doing too much now. You being extra. I digress. My mic is muted. Thank you.
He gets in his own way. That's what I'll say. He gets in his own way. And he's so focused on being a real nigga that it's gonna keep him a broke nigga. That's what I'll say about him. So
Nah, you know what I think it is though too. He's been. I think it's one of those. He feels like I've kept up this EBT, no butlers allowed in this zone facade. That it's like if he really was to start elevating, automatically he's gonna be put in the same box. It's just people who know how to conduct themselves as adults and take care of their life. I think he's too far gone in his whole facade mode, pronouncing words purposely wrong, and everything he does. That I think he's like, man, I'm too far deep to try to turn around and make a change. And I believe that's his headspace. I think in his head he thinks it's too late to change, and it's not. Rock out.
I don't know if he thinks it's too late to change or if he just refuses to because he thinks he's gonna be able to make it without doing it.
Two things can be true at the same time, sis. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I don't think he's trying to make it without money. And
No, I'm
actually,
not
this
saying. I don't mean without money. I mean without changing. I'm saying he's
without
trying to make the
changing.
money without changing.
I mean, to be honest with you, everybody changes to a certain degree. Some people are just stubborn to outside influences.
Hmm.
So sometimes they be having to change in their own quiet moment when they fight in their own trials and tribulation. You know what I'm saying? Because the ego might not let them change. It's like if I tell somebody they talking too much, or I tell somebody they always angry, or why you sound angry. Most people is not gonna just well, it's 50-50. Some people is not gonna just automatically tone it down because you just told them and they want to feel like you telling them what to do. But in their own quiet moment, if they reflect on um the negative ramifications on however they was moving, then they might change piece by piece on their own. You know what I'm saying? Without no,
Hmm.
because they can't put up a resistance to themselves. Ain't nobody around to say I told you so or some shit like that.
I think part of the problem though is with him, he was surrounding himself with people that were celebrating his degeneracy. And I feel like that made him feel like it was okay. These people like me. I just need to find my tribe. When in actuality, those people weren't really your friends. They were, in my personal opinion, I felt like they wanted to see you crash out. That's all it was. Like that. It's like having that one friend around that doesn't know they're kind of the butt of the joke. You give them the drink, or you give them like whatever drugs, and you know they're gonna act a fool. I'm not saying I've ever done this. Okay, all right. I just want that on record. But I am saying that I've known of situations where people keep people around to be like the jester, the court jester, because they're going to bring the laughs, they're going to act a fool. And it's not because you truly care about them, it's just because you bring in the entertainment with you.
Mm. I think from what I've seen, it was a mixture of people. Some people that enabled his behavior because maybe they see shit a certain way too. But it was a lot of people that try to help him too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's where the hurt comes in. It seems like everybody who wanted to help ended up getting burned by him.
But that's the thing. Sometimes when you want to help somebody, you might want to help them in your own way, but that might not be the way that they want to be helped. And from your perspective, you think this is the best way to help them.
Hmm.
But from their perspective, that's not the best way. You know what I'm saying? And their perspective is gonna matter more than you because that's their person. Yeah. And you inside of your own person. So sometimes, like I had to learn shit like that with family members and all of that. Everybody gonna have their own brand, their own. You know what I'm saying? It's like even if you think you know what's best for them, you're not gonna override what they think is best for themselves, especially if they're an adult. You know what I mean?
So I see Rooster's comment. He's saying, why are we all acting as if we can tell a grown man what to do or how to act?
Oh shit.
Um, raise your own children. But there were times where JP came looking for help though. So like unfortunately, when you come to the internet asking for help, they're gonna give you not just the money you're asking for, they're gonna give you advice as well.
That is true.
It's like
That is true.
the whole teach a man to fish. You can give a man a fish and he'll eat for one day. You can teach a man to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime. So I get what you're saying. He grown, he's going to do what he wants to, but it's just like at the same time, you can't come to these people with your hand out. My sisters used to do that to me. It used to drive me nuts. They used to come always help bail me out of this, bail me out of that all the time. And but they never wanted to hear the advice to not get in that situation to begin with. And I'm
And
just
you
like,
know it's crazy. Go ahead. Go ahead. That's
I'm good
crazy.
enough for I'm good enough to give you money, but not good enough for you to take my advice. That used to piss me off.
That pissed me off with even people that anybody that you give, even like people that you got under your protection. If you can't advise them and the only protection you could give them is physical, then you a sacrificial lamb. Because advice is one of the first forms of protection. You know what I mean? That's how my
Hmm.
dad. That's how my dad raised me. I want to give him the best dad in the world award, but that's that's the only dad that I had award. You know what I mean? And it's
That's
like
funny.
advice. You know what I'm saying? Advice is one of the earliest form of protection. If you can't advise somebody, you can't really protect them like that, unless you like a bodyguard or some shit. Even on the
And
panels. On the panels, you could protect people, but you could protect them so far. What if they decide to go with somebody? You know what I mean?
yeah, no, I agree with that. Just like when you asked about panel protection, do we expect it? I'm like, no. How are you going to protect me? The only protection I have on YouTube is to drop that person off the panel. That's it. That's literally the only thing I can do to protect any one of you on my panel right now today is to drop you or drop them. Other than that, what protection? Not let them up? It's all kind of the same vein of, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Anybody else want to jump in? Everybody's
I think
quiet.
they, I
I
think
stepped
they
away
scared.
real quick. My bad. Now, if you don't mind, briefly, I had to go change a light bulb for the back step. I'm sorry.
No, I was just answering Rooster's question on, hey, Mad
What
Dog,
was
welcome in. Appreciate. Hey, April.
okay?
Um,
What was Rooster's
Roos-
question?
his question is basically why are we all trying to give JP advice as though he's a child, raise our own children? And my response to him was, well, JP comes to the internet for help. So it
Uh huh.
pisses me off when people want to come ask you for money, but not take the advice that you give them on either A, how to not get in the situation, or B, how to make their own money.
Mm.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. So to that briefly, I would say, one, first of all, uh, JP actually, I was there. I think a lot of us know about the Clip on T show. He came up there asking for some. He wanted somebody to hear him. He wanted somebody to talk to. He was in his
Okay.
head at the moment. Okay. And he's done that before from what I've heard. So my point is, to Rooster, I would say now, me personally, I'm not about trying to give JP advice. What I like to do is I like to call out the BS and make it very clear that there are some of us who separate ourselves from that. So we don't all get lumped into, see, this is how black men are. No, the heck we not. I can promise you now, me, DJ Hustler, and the brother up here, I'm pretty sure we do not move how that man moves. And that's primarily where I am with it. I don't really want to give him no advice. He is a grown ass man, and I don't have time for that. I got one child I raise, and she's 18 now. So my job is basically done. You see what I'm saying when it comes to like that part of it. So to land it, I'm just more so like I always want to call that shit out because I don't like sitting on my hands and not saying something, but I'm not going to call out every waking moment. Just when it's relevant enough, I'll go ahead and speak up and make it very clear. I am separate from that shit. Do not clump me into a nigga like him. I digress. My mic is muted.
Hmm.
And this is the reason. And I just want to say this before I dip because I gotta go and get some things popping, right?
Hmm.
Um, that's why I said that JP, one of his biggest issues is being too transparent because we don't know everybody. We don't know what Travel One got going on in her life. She might get
Hmm.
somebody tied up under the bed. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? So being too transparent, it put your shit up for ridicule. And that's the part that he can't be mad about because you shouldn't share that much to so much people because they could point the fingers. You can't point the fingers at them because you don't know where to point. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's one of the reasons, like earlier on in the live, I was talking and I said, I am not somebody who likes to share a lot of personal stories because the way that the internet moves, anything I tell you will be used as an arrow against me later. So
Man.
It,
I'd rather not give you the ammo to shoot me with.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it's literally the same as uh uh what you say can be used against you in the court of law. You think you just being honest in that interrogation room, but no, this can be used against you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I've definitely peeped that. I've seen time and time again, man, folks would just come up and they wanted to share something. They wanted to share something that was just heartfelt because it went with the moment of what we're talking about. It was actually relevant to what was being spoken about. I share a simple story. Now, months later, as soon as you get mad at me, you want to crack all that back in my face. That's when I say, oh no, oh no, oh no, never again.
And see, I don't like it. I don't like it when people this dirt that's fighting dirty to me.
I hate that. Yeah.
I never
Hmm.
cared for it, especially if you're doing it just to prove a point. And a lot of people do that. A lot of people will dig in just to prove a point. I'm gonna back you into a corner and I'm going to repeat something that you told me that's completely outside of this conversation. I think
Well,
that that's dirty.
you know how I see it, sis. The example that I give, the analogy I give is like the entertainment business. So, like, you know how they say, like, for example, say like Puffy or somebody like that, how they like, if you want to move to that next level, we got to make sure that we got some dirt on you. And I feel like this space, to a degree, if you follow what I'm saying, operates in the same fashion. As far as like, if you notice, as soon as people feel like, okay, so you ain't really all that, you ain't really shit. You know what? Let's go ahead and support them. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, wow, because you want to look at somebody as underneath you. And I believe that that's what a lot goes on out here. But I'm that's why, to what you and DJ was saying, to land it, the main thing that JP definitely lacks is a word called discretion. There's
Hmm.
nothing wrong with sharing your story, but it's a way in which you word it. It's a way in which you operate when you're talking about these things. And some things you just need to just leave that between you and God. I don't know why we think that that for some reason, because we got a microphone and an airwave to put it on, now everything is supposed to leave the household. Nothing is sacred. See,
Hmm.
me, I still hold a lot of things very sacred. There are a lot of things I don't talk about simply because if I was to tell you that story, I would have to put somebody who I love out there. And this is
Thank
probably,
you.
you see what I'm saying? Some old shit. So, like, I don't even want to say it because I would have to, like, it's compromising in a lot of different ways. So I'm not even with that type of, but I digress. My mic is muted. You get where I'm at, sis.
Absolutely. You know how many times I heard people tell stories on here and I'm listening, and while it's some of these stories are very relevant, at the same time, y'all are putting your family members'
Yep.
business out there
Yep. Yep.
hardcore. And it's notes that I've taken, mental notes that I've taken. I'm like, y'all got a lot of nerve talking about Will and Jada. A lot of y'all out here like Will and Jada. You don't even realize it.
That's a fact. Just on a lower pay grade. That's it. Only difference is a
Mine
pay
is
grade.
mine is a luxury lifestyle too. Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
They just got more money in cars. Exact same issues.
Yep. And
Yeah.
that's Hollywood in general. All these rappers, singers, movie stars, they go through the same bullshit and dating as we do, as the regular folks do. So hey,
But
But
I'm not when I
but
mention
yeah,
Will
that
and
was my
Jada,
main.
I'm talking
Okay.
sorry, go ahead.
No. You go ahead. No. You the hostess. You go first.
My point of bringing Will and Jada up is the fact that they get shamed so much for their business getting out there. They were locked down like a fortress for all those years that people Will and Jada, Will and Jada, Will and Jada, right? But now it's like, Jada been talking, she had the red table talk and put all of their business out there. Now we know that they haven't even been really together since 2016. They're married, but not in a relationship anymore.
But you
And
know something though, on that note, I actually somewhat agree with that. Like, if y'all are going through that or whatever, it's really difficult when you're on a celebrity status such as them. But let's take it back down to us as regular people. I'm a huge advocate for, look, man, if we're going through a breakup, like, you ain't got to be doing all these wild ass posts and making the world a single now. And can we just do this quietly? Can you